Hello, 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 and welcome to episode number 36 of the Sista-Cousins Candid Conversations podcast. Today, we are talking about women entrepreneurs and their businesses. We have some of the women at the top of their games. They got some products, they do some services, and we want to hear all about it. So first up, we have Terrilyn Green of Lashanova Studios. We have Sharmayne Knighten of Total Life Changes. Danisha Carter of Lovely Goods, and Tamica Brown of Crowned Creations. Hey, ladies, welcome.
Welcome.
What's up, girl power, Black girl power? Y'all show we pretty down there. Everybody good? All right. So before we get started with our entrepreneurs and our guests, we want to, the Sista-Cousins, we've talked a couple times on previous podcasts about when we get stimulated, we were going to spend some of that money on some small businesses. And so we just kind of want to let you guys know that we did in fact do that and give you a little bit of background of what we did. I know for me, I didn't get stimulated. However, I always support small businesses and I purchased some products from Miss Sharmayne. Listen, matter of fact, I didn't take my vitamin because I was going to do it on camera, my liquid vitamins or whatever. And also I bought some Mary Kay from Jujuana. So I am always supporting. And this shirt that I have on, I bought this from a small business a while back, but I have a lot of product. And I'm also drinking my little coffee out of this little classy mug that I got from a girl down at the bottom, Tamica. So Jujuana, you want to tell everybody what you have purchased with your stimulus money?
Yes, so I did get stimulated and I bought a couple products. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is now I have bought from Danisha before. I love her business products. They're really cute. They're really feminine. So I bought a lot of things from her, from everything from just cups to password notebooks to pretty much everything. But this is what I got. It's the 2021 planner. This planner has everything. So I'm old school. I do not like electronic planners. There's a satisfaction that I get when I check off something. So I like a physical planner, and I have like a million. I'm always going through them and always buying them. But this one is really unique. It has everything from meal plans to monthly plans to vision statements to budgets to pretty much anything you can ever imagine is on here. So I really like this. I've already started using it. And it's just really great. So thank you, Danisha. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your continued support of my business. I'm glad you're enjoying the planner.
I am. I really am. The next thing that I bought was some candles. And this comes from Kelly's Quality Candles, and it's a company based out of Alabama, the Montgomery area. So I bought this one. It's the pink one because I sell Mary Kay, and I actually use this as like a prop for some of my Mary Kay items. But the flavor on this is called Delicious. Oh my God, it smells so good. I mean, so good. I absolutely love it. So I bought this from them, but they also sent me this one, which is a blue one, and it's called Relax. And it actually smells, it always reminds me of like a clean, like linen scent. And I love the smell of linen. So this one is really good also. So thank you so much, Kelly's Quality Candles. You can reach out to them. Their website is www.kellysqualitycandles.com. So these are the two items that I bought. I also bought my cousin a birthday present, which she just showed you.
I can show the other pieces
to laugh at her and say that she's the bougie one out of the group. So I bought her a little set that has like a coffee cup that says classy. It has a wine glass that says bougie, and then it has a shot glass that says ratchet. But it's super cute. It came in a beautiful package. I knew she would absolutely love it. So thanks again, Tamica. It was on point. It was everything that I thought it would be. So thank you for that. And then the last item that I bought, and this is something fairly new, and I actually just reached out to them today and signed up for their Facebook page, but it's called Blissful Juicer. So I tried this and I am actually trying to do better about my diet and doing more natural stuff, but this was really good. I tried the Tropical Oasis and on her business card, she says that she actually delivers them to you. So I'm going to be reaching out to her to let her know that this was the bomb. I also saw online my sales director had said that they're coming out with some new flavors. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it's called Blissful Juicer. They are on Facebook. This is the bomb. I tried this one. And my friend tried the pineapple ginger and it was great. So you guys check this out too.
Yeah, I second that. I love Blissful Juicer. I like the Tropical Oasis as well. So I do highly recommend it. I love it.
Great flavor, great flavor. And it's all natural. I mean, it's great.
And how do we get in contact with them?
They're on Facebook under Blissful Juicer.
Okay. Here's my product. It's called NutriBurst. Sharmayne will give us a little bit more information about that. I'm going to take I take this every morning when I wake up every morning, but I didn't take it today because I was waiting to do it online. And so there we go. Okay. Well, let's do this then. Danisha, do you want to start off and give us a little blurb of your business, what you do, and we kind of go around the group?
Sure, I will start. Hello, everyone. My name is Danisha Carter. I go by D or Danny, whichever one you want to call me is fine. I actually live in South Georgia in Thomasville. So for those of you who have never heard of Thomasville, it's about 45 minutes from Tallahassee. So my business is called Love. First of all, thank you, Jujuana, for inviting me on this live. I was so nervous when she asked me. I don't even know why, because I go live on my personal page all the time. I guess because this is like professional and business, like that's what made me nervous. But anyway, my business is called Lovely Goods. I sell pretty office supplies. And how it came about was I've always been attracted to pretty office supplies, whether it be pens, notebooks, cute desktop accessories. So I knew I wanted to start another business. So I decided I wanted to do that, sell pretty supplies for women at affordable prices. Everything is based online for my business. I also attend vendor events as well, where I like attending those because I can reach out to my customers in person and I can meet new customers. It's a way to build my email newsletter. And also just that interaction in person is fun as well. As far as my products, I have desktop sets that I sell. I have some folders. I have some mugs, bookmarks. I released a planner in December and January, and those planners sold out. Thank you, everybody watching that purchased the planners. The story behind the planners was everybody was asking me, hey, are you going to sell planners? Do you have planners? And I'm like, no, I don't really have any. So I decided to create the planner. However, I tried to do it myself in Canva. Graphic design is not my strong point. So I recommend please outsource when you can, because I'm sitting there trying to create this planner and it just was not working. So then I finally just connected with a graphic designer and they actually did the graphic design part. And then I told them each piece that I wanted in there. And also I'm going to start selling notebook and pen sets, and I have those releasing this coming Friday. And they're going to the lovely lady, the notebooks, and then the pens as well.
Awesome.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Sharmayne, you want to tell us what you do and what you sell?
Hi, thank you, Jujuana, for having me on. I truly do appreciate the opportunity. My name is Sharmayne Knighten, and I'm actually in the health and wellness industry with Total Life Changes. I don't really like to consider myself selling anything. My job is to bless and reach as many people, especially my people, as I can, just so you're more knowledgeable when it comes to your health and especially with vitamins, right? I have NutriBurst. And a lot of people don't understand when it comes to vitamins. I know we all used to run into Walgreens and we get our little bottles of vitamins and we think, hey, I just got my vitamins. But what we don't know is that when we take those pills, we lose about 50% of the ingredients that's inside of that pill because it takes time to break down inside of your system. So what happens is when you take the pill, you're never energized. You just feel like, oh, I just took my multivitamin. But the beautiful thing about NutriBurst is when you take NutriBurst, it's 98% absorption. That means as soon as you take it, it's going to hit your bloodstream instantly. Anything that you take in liquid form, it takes exactly 4 minutes to hit your bloodstream, and you immediately feel good. You just immediately feel a great sense of energy. So this is one of my favorite products. Your grandmother can take it, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, anybody can take it, even the kids. It's a staple in my household. We run through about 2 or 3 of these a week. And I also just, you know, a lot of people hear total life changes and, you know, and think weight loss, but I have products for your overall health. So this CBD tea, this is one of my favorites. A lot of people don't know that you actually need a detox, but we don't know is we have an endocannabinoid system where your body is really waiting and ready to receive CBD. When you take CBD, your body, what we don't realize is when we were born, our body's supposed to be in a natural state. But what happens is we have a lot of things, pollution in the air. We eat a lot of different foods, pops, juices, snacks, and what happens is it knocks our body out of a homeostasis state. So a lot of people think they have bad skin. A lot of people think they're just fat. A lot of people think all of these things, but what happens is your body is inflamed. So you're full of, you know, a lot of toxins, a lot of craps that you really need to flush your system with. So this is my go-to. It's amazing for your skin. You take this, you get the best sleep of your life. Of course, you're going to lose weight because when you start cleaning out the bed, you make room for the good and you start to see the changes that you want to see. And my last favorite product is NRG. And when you read it, yes, it's energy. So I used to take a lot of coffee. I used to drink a lot of Red Bulls and things just to focus. What I love about this NRG is you get pure, clean focus. For each tablet, you burn 300 calories. And it's a special ingredient inside of here that's called 5-HTP, which helps you get a lot of focus and clarity. There's a lot of people who deal with a lot of issues when it comes to being focused, and the doctor give you all of these prescriptions. Well, all you need is some NRG, and I promise you, you're going to focus, you're going to feel good, and guess what? You're going to lose weight because now your metabolism is moving at a great speed, and you just feel good all over around. So I could go on and on because I have amazing products when it comes to oils, skincare, vitamins. I have so many amazing products that's really contribute to your mind, body, and spirit. So you all can always contact me on my Facebook page, Sharmayne Knighten. Me personally, I love to just get a feel of what people's goals are, what you need, what you're aiming for. It could be just you can't sleep at night, or it could be just you're having skin issues, or you just need a little bit of energy. So I love to connect with everyone so I can see what fits you. So I just want to thank you all for listening, and thank you all for having me, ladies.
All right. Miss Terrilyn, you want to give us the blurb of what you do, honey?
I do. Hello, ladies. Hi, everyone. So I am a lash technician. I apply lash extensions. I also sell lash strips, and then I also have my own line of lash extension supplies. I started my company 2 years ago. Kind of on a humbug. I was going to the lady who trained me. I was going to her to get my own lash extensions done. And I love them. Like, I just love them. I don't know if you ladies have ever worn them, but it's the most natural feel out there. Like, it doesn't, it's not heavy like a strip. It's not damaging like sometimes the cluster lashes that you may get at a local nail shop or Walmart. I know you ladies have heard of those. It's just a more natural way to make your eyes pop. So I loved what she did for me. And then it just kind of dawned on me, like, I wonder if I could do this. I never was into beauty or like makeup or anything like that. So it literally was just on a humbug. And then she trained me. And now I love it so much that I now have my own classes. And I'm currently in school to be an esthetician because I want to broaden that. I want to do waxes. I want to do facials. I want to do skincare. So I love what I do. And I also have found that I love sharing my knowledge of what I do.
Very good. Thank you. Miss Tamica, it's your turn, huh?
Hi, I'm back. I lost connection for a second. I am Tamica. I am actually a teacher, elementary school teacher, second grade, taught
Bless
first
your heart.
grade for 14 years. So that kind of led me into starting Crown Creations. I've always been very creative and crafty, and just doing it, in the classroom. And actually, this started from one of my coworkers' friend. She actually has a website as well, Pieces by Reese's. And I would order her shirts and things like that. And she would say, "You can do this by yourself. Like, I'm tired of making shirts." And I'm like, okay. So I invested in a Cricut and I just went with it. So that's how I kind of got into it. I always knew I was always crafty, but that was in the teacher realm. And then recently, just with education in school and the pandemic, like I got away from it and, put it to the side. And it was Christmas where my assistant principal, she wanted ornaments and she's like, "Hey, do you think you can make ornaments?" And I was like, "I never tried it, but let me try." So I think a lot of my motivation comes from people pushing me. I talk myself out of things a lot, but that's kind of been the starting point of the small business now, where I'm like really into it and putting myself out there. I haven't tried the live, but I would definitely do that. I've made the boxes where you see the I'm a Savage box with the wine glass and the cups and things like that, personalized shirts, mugs, and things like that. So anything that's really personalized right now is based on what people need and is made to order. But I'm definitely just putting myself out here. So I really appreciate the opportunity and I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you all. So y'all just stumped all over my little first question. I was going to ask y'all what prompted you to start your business, but we kind of heard from Terrilyn that she was going to her own lash technician and, she thought that she could do it on her own, which is always great. We heard Sharmayne, she loves to be a supporter of people, right? You're interested in how people can be healthy, not that you're selling anything. And that's a good thing because sometimes people can be too sales focused that they lose sight as to what they're really doing. And people know when you BSing them or whatever, whether you're sincere or not. And so I can appreciate that. And Tamica, you had people who were encouraging you. They saw something in you and you create your own business. So I think that's a beautiful thing. Danisha, I don't believe I heard you state how you started your business. Was it a hobby for you? Was it just something you were already good at? Did you feel that the market needed this? You want to expound on that a little bit?
Sure. Well, I started Lovely Goods because, like I said, I love pretty office supplies, making your office pretty, whether it's with a pretty pen, a notebook, pretty desktop supplies. So I decided that I wanted to be able to provide office supplies to women at good, affordable prices and make it, of course, where they could shop online. And then also, I just like networking and interacting with other women as well. So I get to do that too.
Okay, very good. So I know Jujuana has her own businesses. I have my own business. I always call it my side hustle. And so my next question to you guys is are your businesses your only source of income, or is this something that you guys do in addition to, working your regular jobs? I know for me, I think as a business owner, you always have multiple things going on because your money is always going back into the business. Sometimes, you're reaping the benefits once you've been in business for a while. But I know for me, my business is in addition to what I do. Have you guys seen that you are transitioning towards your business being your only source of income? Do you see that happening in the future, or how do you feel about that? Tamica, you're a school teacher, so we know that this is not your only one, but do you see yourself doing your business full-time 100%?
I would like to. It's definitely something I would like to grow into. I know that my husband definitely pushes me into that realm and saying, "Hey, go try this. Let's try this. What do you need?" To just kind of build and expand. I do eventually want to get out of the classroom, especially if we stay in a pandemic. But yes, I do. Hopefully one day in the future, and I'm not going to say hopefully, it will. I'm a big believer on speaking things into existence. So
Get it, girl.
definitely something that I would love for it to grow and expand and become just a source of this is what my career is. Crown Creations.
That's a beautiful thing. Terrilyn?
I'm actually considering it very strongly, which is one of the reasons why I went ahead and enrolled in school. In the state of Indiana, there's kind of like a lot of gray area. You don't actually have to be licensed through the state to do lash extensions, but in my mind, I have just a broad picture of where I want Lashanovastudio to go. And I feel like having the license behind my name and being able to offer tons of services is going to take me where I need to be. So to answer your question, yes, eventually, hopefully within the next year or two, I do plan to be full-time and put all my energy to my business.
When you do it, before I get to the other two ladies, you know, think about this. If any of you, you know, kind of like, nah, maybe I don't know. Big businesses started off as small businesses. If you think small, you stay small. If you think big, you get big, right? And so I just want to encourage you guys, if that was not on your horizon to do it, but if it's not, that, you know, maybe you consider. It's kind of crazy. You put all of your effort and energy to working for somebody else, but we put a little bit of energy into doing our own thing. And sometimes I know it's kind of scary. You used to getting that paycheck every 2 weeks or however often you get paid, you know, it's guaranteed as long as you dot the door. But what about if we put just a little bit more effort and energy into our own thing? You don't have to worry about, you know, what's going to happen, because you can't. If I'm working hard for myself, I know nobody's going to work harder for me than myself. And so if I'm putting my effort and energy and my time into my own business, imagine how big it could be. Miss Sharmayne, you want to answer that question?
Yes. You know, the funny thing is when I decided to step out on myself, it was a side gig for me. And I was working at a college downtown. What happened was when COVID hit, we experienced a lot of distress when it came down to just so many different nationalities that's coming to the school. And I was faced with my own situation where I had to make a choice. And the choice was that I was afraid for my health. And because I was afraid for my health and I was expressing my concern, listen, a job, no matter how many plaques I got, it didn't matter when it came down to it. My boss told me, you know, you have to make a decision. The job needs to be done. We need you here, you know? And for me, I had to make a decision, right? I had to make a decision that if I believed in this job for all of these years, right, do I believe that I can make it if I let go of this job? And so what happened for me is I had to make a decision that day. I never went back to my job. Am I going to say that starting off, it was, you know, this has been since April. Am I going to say it was all peachy cream and everything just started off and skyrocketed? No. But I'm so grateful for the decision that I made because now every day I get up, I have so many other businesses in the works right now. My mind, I can focus and take the idea that I have and I can do what I need to do because I realize that I'm not fighting for the money. I'm fighting for my freedom. And when you realize that it's not the money, it's the freedom that we're fighting for, it puts things in perspective. The fact that our bank accounts sometimes hold us back, it's our jobs holding us back, it's our families that's holding us back. But when you get that freedom with every decision that you make, you can make it without anything holding you back, without you being scared. I feel like that's what we all wish to attain.
That's a word right there. Y'all want to take up a collection? Let the church say amen. Okay, Danisha, is Lovely Goods your only source of income?
No, it is not. My full-time job is in human resources. I work for a major manufacturing company in South Georgia. I love working in HR. I don't necessarily see me doing Lovely Goods full-time. If I do go into business for myself, it's going to be doing something in HR, maybe HR consulting. My background in education, I have an MBA in HR management, and I'm working on another certification called a PHR. And actually, I will be starting to do HR consulting probably within the next few months. I'm in the research phase right now. Really excited about that.
We need to hook up with her with our cousins. I don't know if you guys, we had an episode on HR and the
Really?
Sister-Cousins, all three Sister-Cousins, and we have another sister cousin. We are all in HR, and we have been in conversations about consulting. And so we might talk to you about this offline.
Okay, perfect.
And one thing I want to add is this. I always use this quote, and this is something that I live out. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And so I always encourage everybody to step out there, do it afraid, because you never know what you can do until you actually do it.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. Okay, Terrilyn, can you show us some of the products that you sell? That way our audience can kind of see what you have.
Sure.
And audience members, we are going to allow our guests to give how everybody can be able to contact them.
Okay. So I sell the lash strips, but again, my main focus is actually applying the extensions on clients. But I do have a website, and my strips are available on the website. That's just one of the styles that I carry. I have them on today. They're very light. They're very wispy. I went toward more of the natural look. So I have the lash strips, and for any lash extension specialists, lash technicians like me, I also started my own line of the actual lash extensions that we use on our clients.
One thing I would say that I like about Terrilyn and her business, she posts all the time when she's practicing and working on something, and she'll show, okay, this is what I'm working on, this is what I'm practicing on. She'll do it on a model, and then she's like, okay, I got it down. It's now on my website, so come check me out. So to me, when a person is perfecting their craft, they're like, hey, I'm not an expert at this, but I'm trying. Here's what I'm doing. I'm showing you the process I'm going through. And once I get it, now I'm going to charge you for it. So call me, girl. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Tamica, you want to show us some of your products?
I'm used to Zoom, so I'm like, wait, where's Tamica?
We are shaking up a little bit.
Like I said, a lot of the products that I have are made to order. I do have I was making a box. It's one of my fabric box. You can see the pink and green, AKA.
You're an AKA?
No, the young lady who's ordering this. So I have her cup here, the bougie wine glass, very fitting for her. Her ratchet days, her shot glass, and of course she's an educator, so she has to put on her educator classy hat. But she also ordered a shirt in addition to, so in the box, there's also a shirt here. So this is something else that I personalize shirts. So it says classy, sassy, and bold, always. My pinky's always up. So that is something I personalized right now. I do have some Black History shirts on here that I've made. Got to represent our Black history. So,
long sleeve too. It looks like a nice shirt too. Is it soft?
Yes, it's a long sleeve. Yes, long sleeve. It's cold here in Atlanta. I'm from Florida, so this is not for me, the cold. So yes, I have a lot of stuff that's really made to order, but Black History, I did have some things that were made in bulk, so that way it's their stuff.
Appreciate that. I can say that I have been a recipient of one of those cute little boxes, and let me tell you, it was super duper cute. I got the box on display in my closet. That's just how cute the box was. So I want to say thank you for that. It's just always the little things, the little extra touches that you do when it's something personalized like that makes a big difference or whatever. I don't think a person has to necessarily be the best at what they do or have the best, but to me, it's always how you're treated as a customer to me as to where I'm going to do repeat business or whatever. So I want to say thank you for that. Okay, Ms. Sharmayne, you have I know you have some other products. You want to show any of your other products? You on mute.
So, like I said, I was letting you all know that I do focus on weight loss, especially because I know for us especially African Americans, it's some of the biggest things we worry about. So we have a product here. This is one of my favorite. I'm actually down 15 pounds so far within the last couple of weeks. And these are resolution drops. So you literally drop this under your tongue, hold it for 30 seconds. And you swallow it. And for most of us, when we diet, the problem is that, you're doing good all day long until nighttime comes. And something about nighttime, you get to thinking about those chips or those cakes that's in the cabinet. My husband, he takes these faithfully at night because he does so good all the way up until about 10. And then he starts pacing. And when he gets to pacing, he's looking for things. So the resolution drops, you're going to enhance your weight loss. And you're actually going to remove every craving. So this keeps me on my diet because I stopped thinking about those Oreos or those favorite chips and things like that. So this is like one of my staple products for myself or anybody who is looking to have extra weight. They want to get off without worrying about failing on their diet. And another thing that I want to talk to you all about is essential oils. I know these are my favorite. This is peppermint, but I have so many. I literally take the peppermint when I meditate in the morning and I'll rub it in my hands. And when I smell it, it gives you amazing energy. You actually feel amazing. Or I'll take the lavender oil and I'll rub it on the bottom of your foot and rub it on your, like here, and you get the best sleep of your life. You can actually put these in a diffuser and it gives your house a really good vibe. Like you really get a good vibe because these are actually no fillers in here. We have Glade, we have all these different things, but there are so many toxins that's inside of a lot of things that we love to use that it makes it dangerous. But what I love about these is you can actually ingest it. This is the lemon. I take a few drops, put it in my water, and it alkalines my water. So I could go on and on because I have so many amazing products, but those are just a few I want to touch on that I absolutely love.
Thank you. Danisha?
Sure. I'm going to show you ladies some of my folders. And I also wanted to mention I had a sale this weekend. So for those of you, of course, on the webinar and anybody watching, use the promo code THANKS and you'll get 15% off. So folders come in a set of 9 for $12. And the folders are very sturdy folders. So this is my favorite set because I love animal print. So this one comes with a gold animal print, and then it has a pink one in there, and then another pink folder as well. I love my animal print. And then these are some religious folders. One says, "Be joyful always." Another one that set your mind on things above. And then the last one says, "He restores my soul." So if you are the type of person who likes flowers and springtime colors, excuse me, this set would be good for you. And again, they're 15% off with the promo code THANKS. And this right here, I call the Dash set. I really like this one too. It has rose gold on it, and it comes with other styles of folders in here that are pink. And I love these folders because they're very sturdy. And then my last set is the Smile set. You have a folder in here that says Smile, a gray one that says Happy Day, and a gold one that says Have Fun. So these are my folders that I have in stock. And like I said, they're very sturdy folders. I have a couple in my office. A lot of my customers like buying the folders, and they're 15% off up until midnight tonight with the promo code THANKS. I just did a random sale just to thank all my customers for their continued support.
Oh, y'all can have me real broke.
Another thing that I like to say about Lovely Goods, anytime I've ever bought anything from Danisha, she always sends a handwritten note. And I absolutely love it. It's the small touches that really make me keep coming back. And it's always different. It's something that says that she appreciates my business, or, just something really nice and sweet. So I do love getting those from you. It's that small touch that keeps me hooked.
Oh, thanks for that feedback. I'm glad you like it. I love doing my little handwritten notes, and I try to write something different for each person, especially if I do it personally. So
A pretty packaging and a love note do it to me every time. Really nice. Okay, Jujuana, do you have some questions for the ladies?
So yes, I have a few questions. So my first question is, what are some valuable lessons that you have learned from starting your own business? And we can start with you, Danisha.
I would say one valuable lesson I've learned is networking.
Mhm.
You know, you always hear people say network, 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 but having a good networker is very powerful. I think I met you. How did we meet? I think it was several years ago when I was
Mhm.
for the newspaper in Thomasville, and you were selling some kind of health product. So I wanted you to buy an ad in the paper. But anyway, just having that network with people is really important, because sometimes you have to network with strangers, get outside of your family and friends. That'll take your business to
Baby.
next levels. I'd also say something that I learned is have a good marketing plan. And that's something that I need to be better on, because I'll find myself 12 o'clock at night typing up an email newsletter when I had all weekend to do that. You know, market your product, post every day. If you're going to be on Facebook posting about memes and personal stuff, take time to post your business as well. No matter if you get 0 likes, 0 shares, still post your business, market it, you know, as much as you can. So that's, you know, a couple of the things that I learned.
Awesome. Okay, Miss Sharmayne, how about you?
One of the major things that I had to learn and understand is above everything, it's the personal development. And I never really understood in the beginning until I went through the personal development. Sometimes when we start out things, it's the fact that we get discouraged and we get afraid, and we feel like we can't do it, because we have not found out who we are separate from everyone else. And I feel like, you know, for me, tapping into like-minded individuals, listening to good podcasts, listening to, you know, I love Eric Thomas, getting up in the morning and meditating. And I read the Moses Code and Think and Grow Rich. Listen to things that's going to stimulate your mind so you understand that it's a process, you know, going through these things. You won't take everything so personal. That was the biggest thing that I had to learn, is taking things personal. And when I realized the personal development, now I can tap into the success, because you understand the principles that it takes you to get to where you really truly need to be. That's really when you begin to get to the success you really want to be at. So yeah, that was the biggest thing, personal development.
All right, Terrilyn.
I've learned a few things along my journey. One of the most important ones is I do know that I am a perfectionist at at a fault almost. It's helped me so much along my career, but I feel like it also hinders me. I mean that in the sense of there are things that I know I'm good at or I feel confident, but I'll talk myself out of it, you know. And my friends, my family, my husband, they're always right there to kind of push me to stop doing that. They're like, you tripping, you good, just do it. That's my husband's motto. Like with different services that I want to offer, I'll practice it, and people will reach out and say, how can I book? Oh, I'm still practicing. So he kind of told me it's never going to be the right time. The right time is when you decide to do it. So I've learned that along my journey. And another important thing that I've learned is to walk down the bread aisle. I know everyone has heard that saying, oh, everybody's doing lashes, everybody's making cups, everybody's making photo. I know everybody's selling Nutribur. I know y'all have heard that. And in the beginning, it bothered me so much, like to where I would be in the bed with my husband, like, maybe I picked the wrong field. And he'll show me my work on Instagram or on Facebook, like, look, you are good at what you do. If you walk down the bread aisle, one day somebody might want wheat bread. The next day they're going to want Wonder Bread. The next day they're going to want a bun. It's just so many unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable how much money it is in different markets, even if you look right next door to you and somebody's selling or doing the same thing. So I've learned to grow with that, and I've learned to almost lean on that. Like people in my industry, local or even far away, I've learned to network with them, bounce ideas off of them, because it is a competition, but at the same time, you can learn and grow from each other. So that's what I've learned so far in my journey. I know it's a lot more that I'm going to learn, but those are things that really stick with me.
Jujuana, before you move on, Terrilyn, you made a great point. I mean, think about how many hair salons is in a Black community, how many liquor stores, how many churches,
right.
How many chickens play. I mean, listen, you pick and choose your lane. You do you.
Mm-hmm.
And watch it grow. You cannot worry about your neighbor. And I really hate to say this. This is sometimes we as a people, we hold each other back. I'm happy for you if you ain't doing better than me. No, I'm happy for you because you're doing your thing. It don't matter if you're doing the same thing as me. Right. I want you to be. Listen, I'm like, girl, where you get them shoes from? Well, girl, how you show me how you do? We have to support each other. If we don't support ourselves, who else is going to support us? And Sharmayne made a point too. We lean too heavy on our family and friends. I mean, your family and friends can only buy. I mean, my friends can only buy so many wigs. Right. I mean, I ain't mad if they want 10 of them. But how many of my wigs you gonna buy to support me? It's like, girl, I bought some more. I done bought 17 lip glosses. How many you want me to buy? So you have to venture out. And this podcast is I think it's 5. Tamica, what state are you in? Are you in Florida or Georgia?
I'm in Georgia.
We have 5 different states represented here. We have Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, and Washington. Okay, just because you don't live in one of these states, they have websites. You know somebody that lives there. If you travel there, there's no reason that we cannot support each other. I'm just saying, don't worry about everybody else. Do you. Do what you're supposed to do, and good things will come to you. Okay, I'm sorry taking over your questions, Juju.
That's right. I also wanted to add too is that everybody can't do it like you can. So it really doesn't matter. You are unique in what you do. So I always tell everybody, just be you and don't worry about failure. I look at failure as just another opportunity to get it right. So you can never fail. The only time you can fail if you stop trying. So Tamica, what lessons have you learned?
Learned lots of lessons. One of the things definitely that I've learned is dedication. Like I said, being a teacher, and this is not like I started as a hobby, and like I said, another cohort of mine or friend of mine, didn't want to make my shirts anymore. So it was like she pushed me out there, and it's one of the things to go back. Like we're doing the same thing, but she would get on Skype, we would get on Zoom, and she's like, "Let me show you how to do this," So kudos to her for pushing me into that avenue. But definitely dedication. Being a teacher in a pandemic, it takes a lot of my time, effort. I have to come home and, make lessons. And sometimes I get discouraged, like, oh, I'm not doing this right now. I can't, it's too much. But I have to stop and say, okay, if you don't put the time in, who else is going to put the time in? The time that you're taking to put into and to pour into these kids' lives and your job is the same effort that I have to put in to my own self. And then having that support system. I am a newlywed, so I'm up late at night. So having that support of my husband to say, okay, I know, this is time, that crucial time of new marriage and newlyweds, but he knows like this is a passion of mine, this is a gift of mine. So he knows, okay, when she comes home from work, I'm gonna give you that dedicated time that you need to do to work on building Crown Creations. He'll be like, what do you need me to go get from Hobby Lobby? And then he come back with wrong stuff. But so just having that support system, definitely coworkers. One is online now. She has pushed me she has started like an after school program. So she pushes me with the dedication. She talks to me, like even getting ready to do this podcast. I was talking to her and I'm like, I'm nervous. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do it. And she was like, are you doing this for real or for fake? She was just straight up with me. Are you doing this or are you not going to do it? And I was like, okay, it's not fake, but you know, I was looking for more of the just don't worry about it. But she's always pushing me. She's always telling me. So just having that support behind you, that's gonna, you know, I can talk myself. I think I heard Terrilyn say that, well, she'll talk herself out of things. So she definitely just pushes and tells me like, you can do it. Like, you know, so support and dedication is definitely two things that I've learned in this process.
I want to add one more thing. Also, one thing that I learned is self-care is so important. Sometimes I used to be up late at night, either writing email newsletters, trying to interact with people on social media, trying to make Canva graphics. But then I realized I'm not doing that anymore. I try not to go to bed past 11 o'clock. Also, as a business owner, as a mother, if you guys are wives, if you work full time, also take time for yourself. I make a habit. I love getting my nails done. I get my nails done every 2 weeks. I like to get my locks retwisted. In the summertime, I love my pedicures. Take that time out for yourself. You work hard. So we're not entrepreneurs and trying to make our own money just to only pay bills. You know, if you have that extra money to the side, use it to get your nails done. Get your monthly massages. Go out to brunch by yourself. Do some ladies' nights or something without the kids, without the men. You know, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. And take care of your mental health as well. You know, that's very important too. So I just wanted to add that self-care piece that everybody talks about.
That's what our sister cousin Danya would say about that self-care and that mental health piece. That's important. I want to give a kudos to my sister cousin Jujuana. She is the busiest person I know in the world. So when we record usually on Sundays, and so we kind of talk a little bit throughout the week, but then Sunday we just kind of, you know, early, just kind of make sure, you know, everything is set, you know, we good for the recording. And she was like, okay, I ain't gonna be able to talk to y'all all afternoon because I got this meeting. And I'm like, girl, you need to get somewhere and sat down. And so she was like, okay, my 3 o'clock meeting is over, my 4 o'clock cancel. All right, can you talk? You know, it was just super crazy. And so, you know, for me, I don't like that pressure, you know what I mean? Like when I get so busy, I just cut something out, because that self-care, when you overload yourself, to me, it's like I can't be good at anything if I'm spread too thin. And so I have to kind of cut things out. But I commend you ladies, you know, you are up later at night because you worked your 9 to 5. You have children, you have a spouse. And so you only have this little window to put into your creativity and your business. And so I commend all of you for what you do. And it's just kind of like, my hat's off to you guys.
Self-care is definitely important, because I love to do stuff. I tend to overextend myself. So I really have to be careful about what I say yes to. And there are some things I've had to turn down, some big projects, some projects that I actually wanted to do just because I needed that time to just breathe. So it is super important that you set a time. Usually I have a day that's just family day, so I don't do anything. So then I have to make up for it the next day. But I do have to put those boundaries in set, because if you don't, you will spend all your time trying to grow this business. And for me, it's never been about money. It has to be about purpose for me. I believe that if you keep that centered and focused, you can't go wrong. I think if you do something wholeheartedly, it's something that you're passionate about, the money will come. But if you're not in a good state to deal with it, what good is the money? So I always tell everybody, definitely take care of yourself mentally, take care of yourself spiritually, take the time you need for yourself. Sometimes I just go on a break. I'll tell my customers, hey, this week I'm on vacation. I'll be back Monday. Or I may pre-submit some stuff on my social media, but it's like, you have got to do that, because if you need time, you need time. So yes, I just encourage everybody, please take care of yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, make time for yourself.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. These two questions kind of go hand in hand, and you guys can feel free to respond how you see fit. But the two questions are, the first one is, have you ever had to handle a disgruntled customer? And how do you handle, as a business owner, how do you handle a situation where you're at fault, or, you know, something went wrong on your end? Terrilyn.
As of yet, fingers crossed, I have not had to handle a disgruntled customer, but I'm about 16 years in customer service with my full-time job, which is bartender. I didn't mention that I'm a bartender as well. So I've had so many experiences, and I work on a casino. So I've had a lot of experience with disgruntled customers. And I've learned that a lot of times they're not even disgruntled with you. Sometimes just not happy or not in a good place, and they kind of just are combative by nature. But I have not dealt with it, but I do know that if it ever happens to me, or if someone is not satisfied with my work or with my product, I am fully open to discount, to refund, to perform the service again. I'm kind of by any means necessary to make it right, because the reason I say that is because I'm guilty. I am guilty of finding a place that I wanted to go to. I'll just put that out there. I wanted to check out this massage place. So I go straight to their reviews, right? So, 5-star, 4-star, 5-star. This is me literally scrolling. 5-star, 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 1-star. Oh, wait, let me read this. I think it's like human nature. Like, you can have so many good things and it's all great, but I zeroed in on the bad. And as a consumer, I zeroed in on the one person who did not have a good experience. And after I did that, I learned a lot from my own business. Like, oh, okay. So that one person who you weren't able to make happy can make or break you. So to me, it's just cheaper to keep her. Like, it's easier to make that one person happy, make them feel good about the experience. And you can even turn a negative into a positive. You can have somebody come to you and really just not be happy with the service that you get. Like, oh, this is really not what I wanted. But how you handle it is going to make or break what happens next. So I'm fully prepared for that. Like, that's one area that I have no qualms about. I have no fear about that. If someone is not happy with something that I did, I can refund you. And if you choose to book again, yes, I'll try to do better. I'm just going to make it right. You will not go and be that 1-star on a whole list of good, because I'm confident that I provide professionalism, customer service. So sometimes as a business owner, you have to put your pride to the side. In the back of your mind, you may feel like, nah, I done spent 3 hours lashing her. I know I did some of my best work, but guess what? If she doesn't like it, if she's not happy, he or she, I'm sorry, then guess what? That one bad review or that one naysay, word of mouth, everything in our industry. So that's how I would handle a disgruntled customer. You will not walk away from me and feel like I didn't care about you. I do care about your money. I care about your business. I care about your review. It's the worst feeling to walk away feeling like you spent your money and the person feels like, take your money, I don't care. That's not ever going to be me, and that's not what I represent.
One thing I want to add, Terrilyn, I definitely agree with that. One thing that I have learned, and I learned this early on, my first job was working as a cashier for Chick-fil-A, and they have an amazing leadership program. Mm-hmm. But one of the things they taught me is that the consumer is not always right. However, there is a right way to respond to them. So right. I've carried that. That's been over 20-something years ago, but I still carry that. They may not always be right, but there's a right way to deal with them. There's a right way to handle it.
Absolutely.
I would definitely put in the effort to make sure to solve the situation as much as I can. Doesn't mean they're right, but it is a right way for me to respond to them. So I do.
Absolutely.
So I definitely agree with you on that.
And that's because nobody is perfect. We're all human and we can make mistakes or whatever. Oh, yeah. And that's why I put the two questions together, because as a business owner, you could, do something and it's no fault to the customer. But again, like she said, it's how you handle the situation, because I don't want a person coming to me to get their hair done one time or them buying one wig. I want you to be a repeat customer. And so, like I said, you don't always have to be the best at what you do, but for me as a consumer, it's how you treat me, how you make me feel, as to whether I'm going to continue dealing with you. And I feel as a consumer, if I come to you, normally is, I normally it's kind of like, you don't want to say anything because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. However, if I don't tell you, I could get the same thing again. Same thing like friendships or relationships. If I don't explain to you what I didn't like or what happened or how this went bad for me, it could happen again. And so if I don't tell you, you won't know. And to me, so just how as a business owner you handle it. Now sometimes let's keep it 100. It's a whole lot of folks that I've done here. I wish they'd never come back, but them be the faithful ones. It's like, ooh, I'm so sick of this lady. She gets on my nerves. However, them the people that keep you in business. And so I had to look at that from a different perspective. I'm providing a service or a product, and so somebody needs it, and it's kind of like I got quit before from a nail tech, and so that was a funny situation to me. I was the customer that they didn't want to come back anymore. But so it's just really about how people never remember what you did per se. They remember how you treated them, and so I think that's definitely important. Okay, Tamica, can you answer a question?
I have not dealt with the disgruntled customer as of yet. I'm sure somewhere in the future there will be that one.
But don't be speaking that, girl.
I think of it as I would treat them the way that I respond to a parent. Definitely if I'm at fault, I am quick to own up to this is what I've done. I would try everything in my power to fix what is wrong. Definitely if they are, I think one of the things that we have to understand is like making sure they understand, okay, these were the policies. This is what, you signed up for, but you say it in a way that is professional and you're keeping that, trying to keep them as a customer. But I would definitely handle it in a way that I have dealt with disgruntled parents, and the first thing I have to always do is to stop and check myself. And like you said, putting that pride to the side, even if they're wrong, but in order to keep everything at bay, you have to be that big a person, as people say, and just handle it in a professional way. So I would definitely say that's something that I would just keep in the back of my head is that, okay, even though they may have done X, Y, and Z, I have to be the bigger person. I have to understand that this is not about them. This is about you and what you're trying to create and what you're trying to put out there. So definitely just keeping that in mind.
Diffusing the situation, yes. Miss Danisha?
First, I would like to say this is something that this is kind of a little advice for business owners that I've seen on Facebook and social media. When you do have disgruntled customers, don't get on your social media and talk bad about your customers. It's very unattractive. Me personally, when I see business owners just talking negative about their customers and complain about them, I don't shop with them because that's just unprofessional to me. So, if you have a disgruntled customer and you feel like they were wrong, reach out to another business owner to talk to them about it in private, to maybe get some advice or to vent to them or something. But, as they say, keep it cute, keep it classy online. Don't talk bad about your customers. Thankfully, I've never had any disgruntled customers, but if I did, so for example, say if I sent them the wrong folder set that they ordered, or maybe a cup that I sent got broken in the mail, I would just give them a refund, probably give them a discount code for their next order or something like that. In other words, I would just make it right. I think that's something most business owners can agree upon. You're on mute, LaWanda.
I'm sorry, Sharmayne, thank you.
Yes, well, thankfully I don't come across disgruntled customers. Me and just my personality and how I operate, I immediately know how to diffuse situations. Even if I don't feel like it's my fault, because you came to me, I feel like it's my duty to take care of you. So me and LaWanda had an issue before, when she had a small issue with her NutriBurst. And although it could have been a meal or anything could happen, when she came to me and expressed her concern, I immediately took care of her. And I told her, I said, you know, your next purchase, when you get ready to order, please let me know, because I'm going to cover your shipping. I didn't ask her a certain price or anything. I said, give me the price. She sent me the price. I immediately sent her the money. My goal is to not only have a customer, but I really care about the relationship that I have with those who do business with me, because you could have went anywhere else. And so when I realized that the more you give, the more you receive. Sometimes it's not about holding on to the little bit you got, but the more you give, you're going to actually, God is going to give you way more in return. So it's not, you know, it's sometimes it's not about what you do, it's how you do things. And I totally was listening to Lovely when she was talking about the, you know, not doing things on social media. You know, me, I always sit back and I'll be like, oh my God, right? And I always think like, man, I'm kind of scared because maybe you'll do that to me too. And then so it turns us people off. And I always say it's not about the people who are watching you. It's about the people watching you who you don't know that they're watching.
That's real. That's some good stuff. And so, like I said, what happened between Sharmayne and I wasn't her fault. My question was like, hey, is this gonna be okay? You know, I want to take something that's gonna kill me or whatever. You think this is safe or whatever? And I to be honest, I wasn't looking for anything. I just wanted to make sure it was gonna be safe for me to take. And she said, you know, it's happened to me before. You good, and I was happy with that. But she went beyond and extra and said, hey, you had a shipping issue. The next time you order from me, your shipping is going to be free. So I really, really, really appreciate that. Like she says, I mean, I don't know how many people are selling NutriBurst, but because I know I see her videos that she posts, she's always encouraging people. She's always trying to help people. I remember her. I met Sharmayne previous before this, a workout. I should do this workout program. And people were interested in doing the program, but they didn't have the money. I have seen her say, I'll pay for you. This is how invested she was. And I was like, girl, what? I thought that was super cool or whatever. And so when I found out she was selling these products, I'm like, okay, this is who I'm going to buy my stuff from. And so I definitely, like I say, it is definitely how you treat people. The $10, $15, $30, $23 that business owners are griping about. What about all the other money that you're going to miss out on because you screwed me over as a customer that I'm going to take somewhere else? And so people have to, when you have a business, you have to think bigger than this little minute thing here or whatever. So I love the advice that you guys gave. I love the fact that you're saying, hey, listen, this ain't worth me getting no bad review. This is not worth you leaving here feeling horrible or that you didn't like the experience that you had with me. I'm going to make it right. That is a beautiful thing because everybody doesn't think like that. Some people egos are so big that they have to be right. You know, I don't know if you guys saw I made a post a while ago about an experience that I had, and I was just so in shock of how the business owner responded. I just couldn't believe. I was just like, oh, okay, girl. Thank God I'm touched by the Lord because it could have went left, but it wasn't worth it for me either, right? The problem we had wasn't really worth that big of an issue either, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And I'm really happy to know that as small Black business owners, that you guys have the mindset that you want to make things right for your customers, for their experience and then for repeat business. So then my last question is, have you guys ever been a victim of dealing with a bad business owner? What was the outcome that you expected that did not happen? Any of you? Sharmayne? Okay.
Yes, I have on several occasions. And I will just say this, by this being the last question. Us as Black business owners, I really feel like we get a bad rep, because there are so many out there who don't value their people or value their customers. I've actually had issues with my hair, or I had issue with clothes I bought. And, whether it could be as small as I have an appointment, right, to get my hair done, and you don't show up, you don't give me a heads up. And then when I go back for feedback, it's an attitude, or you can take your money elsewhere. it's small things like that that ruin us as people. And then you hear people say things like, you know, Black business owners, this is why don't nobody want to do business on it. It's not all of us. I just feel like there are so many out there that kind of make it bad. So I just want to say, you know, sometimes, you know, it's okay to, even if you're wrong, you know, when you decide you want to step out on yourself, do it in the spirit of excellence. You know, whatever you do, don't just do it to be doing it. Don't do it just because you want to make a few dollars. Do it because this is something that you love and have a passion for, because the situations that we put people in, someone could have a huge meeting. There's been times where I had a Zoom meeting. I can't go on there with my hair like in plaits and I'm waiting to get my hair done. And then I'm so excited to go and you like, I can't do it today. And then I'm looking like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? And you don't rectify the situation. So my thing is that, you know, all of you beautiful ladies, I just want to tell you all, when I get off of here, I got to get your website so that I can support everybody. But I want to let you all know that, you know, you are some amazing group of women and we just need more. We need more. We really need more.
Well, Sharmayne, well, I definitely appreciate that. So tell everybody, our audience and these ladies, how people can get in contact with you.
Oh, is the mic? Okay, my mic is on. So you all can reach me on my Facebook again. It's Sharmayne Knighten. My website is Linktree/SLEWIS0310. Or you can find me on Instagram, Sharmayne Knighten _. Me personally, I love for you all to reach out to me through Facebook. You know, I have a business number, which is 773-814-9362, just because I love to just interact. It's not about you going to my site, but I really do love to hear what's going on with you. What do you need? What can I assist you with? Even if it's just a listening ear, I'm here.
Okay. Danisha, we're going to let you go. I don't know if you have to go. Can you tell people how to get in contact with you?
Sure. No, I'm fine. My second meeting tonight is an hour later than what I expected, but thank you for asking that. My website is lovelygoodsco.com. I'm located in Thomasville, Georgia. So if you're in the Thomasville area, I can deliver it to you. And of course, I ship nationwide. My Facebook is Lovely Goods as well. And then my Instagram is Lovely Goods CO as well. I also have a Facebook group that I would love for everybody watching to join, and you ladies on the webinar as well. It's called Lovely Lady Business and Professional Network. And in my Facebook group, I encourage business owners to use it for networking, post about their businesses, post about their events as well. And of course, ask business questions. I'm always asking different questions in the group as well. So my Facebook group that I would love for you guys to join again is Lovely Lady Business and Professional Network.
Okay. Terrilyn?
Okay. My website is www.Lashanova, Lashanova studio.com. And that's where you can purchase products. You can book online as well. I can also be reached via email, lashanovastudio@gmail.com. And then my Instagram, where you can check out my work and just keep up with what I'm doing and what's new, is @Lashanova as well as my Facebook is @Lashanova
Okay. Tamica?
Hi. Good. You can find my product or get in contact with me on my Instagram. It is Crowned with the ED Creations by Brown. And then also I have using the same Crownedcreationsbybrown @gmail.com.
Okay. Well, I would like to say that Sista-Cousins podcast is a small business, so we hope it to be one day. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Podbean. And all we ask you to do is to like it, watch it, and share it. You got to come out of no coins. If you guys are looking for a good laugh, a lot of times we just act in a plum fool, but sometimes we have some informational stuff, like we had a human resource episode. We are highlighting other women with this episode. But we can be reached at Sista-Cousins@gmail.com, and that's SISTA unite@gmail.com. Send us, something you guys want us to discuss, a show that you think we can do live. We are definitely open. We are looking forward to spending our Sunday afternoons with you guys. We used to record every week, but now we have gone to a twice a month kind of setup. So the first and third weeks of every month, every Sunday we record. Either we do a live or we record it and they post every Thursday. So you can watch us visually on YouTube on Thursdays, or you can tune into any of those social media outlets that I just named and listen to us. You guys running, you guys doing any exercising, you sitting in your office. I know I have my headphones. I might need to say that out loud. My headphones on at work sometime, and you can listen to different things or whatever. So we are definitely hoping that you guys check us out. Again, I am a licensed hairstylist and barber. I currently live in the state of Washington. However, I do make and create wigs. And so if anybody who is looking for some, you can call my numbers 512-814-5797. Sharmayne said, we'll hook you up. And so, Jujuana, you want to give you a little shameless plugs?
Yes. Well, I have currently multiple business, but they all fall under Jujuana Howard LLC. I have a consulting business and I do professional development. I do motivational speaking. I do online courses. I do webinars. I host events. I'm also an author. I've written 2 books and I have 3 coming out this year. And most of them are about professional development. The book that I have listed right now is called The Mom Chronicles: Navigating Life, Work, and Motherhood During a Pandemic. And it just kind of wrote that to, kind of help other mothers out who were in this unique, different situation that we had never found ourselves in before, to give you some quick points on what you can do and how you could maintain your sanity as you homeschool and try to do everything else. But I also am a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant. So I do sell on the side. And my whole business is focused around women, building women up from the inside out. So that is my primary goal, is to give people the self-confidence to be the best version of themselves. So you can reach me at jujuanahoward.com or jujuanahoward@gmail.com. And I'm also on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn under the same name, Jujuana Howard.
Jujuana, I bought the book last night, FYI.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If anybody wants to email me, okay, so I'm out of it shaming myself, but I used to do Instagram for my business, but it's more of a hobby now than a business, I say, per se. But my email is totallyelegantvirginhair@yahoo.com. Again, that's totallyelegantvirginhair@yahoo.com. And my phone number is 512-814-5797 if you need to reach me. Well, ladies, we want to definitely thank you for all of what you guys have presented to us today. You are a wonderful group of women. You guys do different things. You have the same heart and mindset of a business, of what a business owner should have. Your customer service is excellent. Your presentations are beautiful. And I want to encourage you guys to continue doing what you do. I also love the fact that you build other people up and that you're trying to help set a path for others. And so that's definitely what we need to help each other and build each other up. Like we say, there's a lot of money out here to be made by everybody. It doesn't matter what you do. You stay in your lane and do your thing, and all good things will come to you. And so on that note, in our famous words, peace and hair grease. Until next time, we will see you guys later. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.